Hey, me, Callie Carroll. Good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine.
Oh, good morning, sunshines. Daily dose of perspective.
Good morning, sweet baby sunshines. Good morning, sunshines. Let's get started.
Good morning, sunshines. What a topic of conversation. Celebrating life, celebrations of life, what we're going to go into today. But first, of course, always say good morning, sunshine. Let your heart feel good about it. GMS, hashtag GMS, and share something that you're grateful for. Remembering that when we practice actual deep gratitude every single way, it rewires the way we operate and we're able to find more joy in our life. So just share something you're grateful for. I'm so grateful for airplanes. Like, can you imagine just take your life and if you there were no access to any airplanes? Maybe it wouldn't affect you at all. Maybe you're not a traveler. Maybe you travel somewhere all of the time. You're like, that would not work for me. I'm just thinking about this because my auntie's out here again. We've had, I mean, just the number of flights we've had come in and out to have people come to our household in the last month is pretty crazy. And I'm just so grateful for that availability for connection through airplanes. So there we go. Celebrations of life. Obviously, deeper conversation, more heavy conversation, and also something that I think brings great perspective and a great reminder for all of us. We just recently, last Friday, I was just talking about how last Friday we had our endocrinology appointment and oncology and all these different things. We also had this unbelievably beautiful celebration of life for a friend who was only 52 years old. Just so incredibly shocking and sad when we got the news. We've lost a lot of people the last few years, and I know I'm just getting older. I don't remember ever experiencing or being around this much death or tragedy or cancer or diseases. And it's just like with every year, it's like the cycle of life, right? Everybody's getting older and different things are occurring. And when you get the news though of an accident, something that's completely unsuspected, a fatal car accident, your brain just doesn't even understand how to operate, and you immediately like go into this, at least for me, everybody is different, right? To this, just like I don't understand. I know we all have a time. I know that it's in God's timing, but like it doesn't make sense. It was different yesterday, right, than it is right now. And I don't know, like it just gave me the opportunity to connect and cry a lot on and off. And I'm sure everybody else who knew this man has been doing the same thing. And on Friday we had the opportunity to all gather together to celebrate his life. And number one, I love the idea of coming together to celebrate someone. And I understand the memorial to like letting them pass, right? Like moving them on. But the actual like celebration of gathering in just in joy and sharing stories. And yes, there were so many tears, I mean, everybody's eyes are just red, and every hug just brought like tears to everybody. But um so much joy, and the way that Billy, the gentleman, lived in such like a big way in being so present to his family and his businesses, and he's an entrepreneur, and he's built these successful things for his family, and has traveled the world with his family and his people, and just built this entire way of real life. I'm talking about like doing life. And number one, that's incredible because a lot of people are too scared to live. They're too scared to go after all of those things, or they're holding on so tight that they don't experience all of the things that they could, right? So when we all gathered, as you can imagine, from a human like that, there was, and I'm not talking just standing room only, like it was bigger than the frat parties I went to the weekend before for parents weekend. It was a packed house of hundreds of people that were cheersing and celebrating and hugging and sharing stories and crying and laughing and really celebrating this man and who he was and his legacy that will always carry on. And it was very difficult, and it was very beautiful, and at the same time, what was really interesting is this is from one of the previous chapters of my life. We all have chapters, and I don't know if you've ever like thought about like sitting down and like writing out the chapters of your life. Like it's like, oh, I had the elementary school chapter, and then I had like maybe this boyfriend or girlfriend chapter, and then I had this college chapter that was a certain way, and then I had my young mom years chapter, I had my real estate chapter, I had my bankruptcy chapter, I had my entrepreneur chapter, I had my concussion chapter, I've had my COVID chapter, my chemo baby chapter, like all of these different things. And This was from a chapter of our old neighborhood and this like close knit group of friends. And when we heard about everything, you start going through memories and just looking at all of our experiences, all of the joy that we had. Man, do you guys take pictures? Take pictures. Even if you're like the annoying one that takes the pictures, be the annoying one that takes the pictures, or hopefully everybody's getting more annoying with that. But like for us to have the opportunity to go back and see all of these memories very specifically and relive everything was, I mean, it was just eye-opening to me, because as life goes on, we all move into different chapters. That's just the way it is. You move neighborhoods, you change jobs, your kids are different ages. Maybe you were the first ones to get pregnant and your friends didn't have kids for a decade afterwards. Everything changes and shifts, and as you move from one chapter to the next, you might not remain the continuous connection with those individuals from your previous chapters, but that doesn't mean that they weren't extraordinary and aren't still extraordinary parts of your story, characters in your story who have affected you and supported you and brought you different emotions, multitude of emotions, and really getting to remember about all of the people from our past and honoring that. So as we all got together from this previous chapter, because some of us haven't seen each other for, I don't know, 5 years to 15 years. Well, maybe not 15 years, but like 5 to 10 years. And like the babies were all there, of course, because Billy was such like a father figure to the entire neighborhood. So the babies were all there, and you haven't seen the babies in forever. And they're they were 5 and now they're 18 or 15, because that math didn't work, but like whatever, like you don't even like recognize them. You're like, wait, who are you? And like everybody's seeing Jason, like, really, that's your kid? And like just getting to all reconnect. And something that we all kept saying over and over again is that it's like, how are you? And it was like, I'm good, aside from being here and just our heart hurting and just really praying for the family and praying for everyone's strength. But like life is good, but how have we not connected? How have we not connected in this amount of time? And one of my friends was just like, she's like, I know that she said these exact words, I know we're in different chapters, but like I have to do better. And I was like, I get that, except for we're all busy in the new things. But what's so beautiful about it is that even 5, 10 years later, we can come back together to celebrate one another, to celebrate this man and his legacy, and all still know that we would be there for each other no matter what. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in now, or how old your kids are now, or if you had another round of babies, or if you've changed and shifted jobs. We are all still there for one another. And at this celebration of life, it got us to having the conversation of what I will say is like, are we still remembering to celebrate life? In this moment, we're having a celebration of life to honor all that was, but are you having moments to honor all that is right now? Are you pausing in your day to day to celebrate life? And I feel like in this chapter for me of this complete presence after Witten's diagnosis and getting through chemo hangover, I honor celebration in life, celebrating life like every single day. Sometimes so much that I'm like, okay, let's not remember, like let's keep being productive and servitude and giving to society and all the different things. But I'm like so hardcore in celebration. But also, the previous chapters, although you have moved to a different stage, making the effort to still have occasional get-togethers. As it just takes one person to do that, right? So we were just like, we need to do this where we can all, like the smaller group of us, because there's hundreds of people, can just come together and really reconnect. And it doesn't mean that you're like trying to jump back into previous chapters, you guys. It doesn't mean that you need to like rekindle old best friendships and whatever, but really just being there to support each other and whatever they need. Because again, one of the first comments is, even though it's been 5, 10 years, we are always there to support one another through any of the things that we go through. We're major characters in each other's chapters at a previous point. And I think that this is a special message because um, I do believe some people don't remember to celebrate life until there's a celebration of life. And at that point, a lot of times, like you'll talk to people, it's like, what do you wish you would have done? Especially if they have notice, instead of something that is so, oh, it's just so sad as in an immediate incidents where life is taken from you, where they have time to think about their passing and there's sickness that occurs. Not that that's good at all, but like, they're like, I wish I would have done this more. I would like to do this more. And those statements are usually about spending more time, making more memories, connecting more, celebrating life, celebrating the moment, celebrating the small things, making the small things a big deal. Make the small things a big deal. Celebrate the small things that are a big deal. And we're like, oh my gosh, do we have to have a graduation now for preschool and for kindergarten and for middle school and whatever? Celebrate it all. Celebrate everything. You changed jobs, throw a party. You got a promotion, throw a party. You got divorced and you're happy about it, throw a party. You're getting engaged, throw a party. You just rang the bell, throw a party. You're 1 year cancer free, throw a party. And I think that, okay, that seems a little extreme. I'm not talking about like you don't have to like actually like throw parties. It's not all about that. But like whatever your way of celebrating is, gathering people together in community, in laughter, in joy, so that we're reminded about all of the different things we have to celebrate while we are still here to celebrate. And when we get to connect with that and we get to really think about for a second, guys, just like really think about all of the different things you've done in your life that could be honored by a celebration of whatever sort that is, whether that's a little dinner party or go into the game house, which we call like main event, where you go play games. We do that for our celebrations a lot. Or maybe it's just like sitting with someone out watching the sunset and it feels just like a special moment of celebration. It's about togetherness, closeness, connection, community. And you have a lot of things to celebrate. You've done so many different things over the course of your life, and maybe a lot of things that you haven't honored yet. Maybe it's time to go back and celebrate some of the old things. Like, hey, did you know I graduated from high school? Yeah, 20 some years ago, did it, didn't celebrate. You know what? I'm going to celebrate now. I might be 20 years late, but I'm going to go ahead and celebrate because I did that. And it could be any sort, or it could just be celebrating the moments. It doesn't have to be big occasions as well. I'm just going to celebrate that today's Sunday and the Broncos are playing at 11 and my aunt and my mom are making homemade rye bread and what is it? Grilled cheese sandwiches, and that can be a celebration in just togetherness right here. And I just want to close with in honoring Billy and everything that he gave to everyone and all of the way he impacted all of our lives and just how big he was. He was he was a big character, and that bigness, you know, no matter how near or far we've been, has been very impactful for us and our children and his friends and all the people. So, and I love the family, and I just pray for their strength and for his light to be shining down into them as they learn to really step into their next chapter, because their lives will never be the same, but they get to grow through this. So, okay, I've been crying a lot lately. I love you guys. Don't forget, perspective reveals miracles. All right, I love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.